All right. Good evening, good morning, good night, everybody, depending on where you are. Welcome to another episode of Toast the Toss. Don't ask us the episode number because I don't think numbers justify anything today or for a long time. And we have our favorite fanelists, Arijit, Bidhu, and Swagath. Just to remind our audience, we now have international participants because Swagath is dialing in from US of A. Just talking about how well the reach, the width and the breadth of the reach of this program. All right, jokes apart, welcome gentlemen. Let's get started. What is your mood right now? Pensive, disappointed, dejected, hopeful? I mean, this is with respect to the WTC test, okay? I mean, don't tell me family problems about it.
Definitely disappointed. Even though I had predicted that India might be losing it, but it's quite disappointing to see that given the kind of progress we made in the last 2.5 to 3 years, and that is coming for a naught. And this is getting repeated. Like 2 years back, we started uh, with the match against New Zealand. That was our first episode, and again we are seeing similar uh, things happening out. So quite disappointed.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm also disappointed because I thought we can push our first innings to 350 at least, the way Rahane and Shardul Thakur were batting. I mean, Rahane has been the top scorer, but I will take a little bit leftist view and say that he is at least 30 runs short of what he could have done. Because the moment he got out, Shardul was still there. So ideally, he should have tried to push our runs to 325 because even in the Australian first innings, the people who batted well, they really batted well. And for us, the people who batted well, they just did not convert into a bigger score. So I would say disappointed, but still slight hope is there.
I too am disappointed right from the team selection. I was disappointed to see Ashwin not being a part of the 11. And when Nathan Lyon took Jadeja's wicket, I just kept reminding people. And every time there was turn and bounce, the camera pan to Ashwin just to give you that mental reminder of what could have been.
Yeah, every time. That's a good point because I saw Ashwin discussing with Marnus Labuschagne and I'm just trying to figure out what were they discussing, right? I'm sure Ashwin would have been like, Macha, be happy I'm not there. Otherwise, I would have gotten you out like multiple times in this test. And if you end up winning, you have to thank me and buy me beer because I don't think you guys would have survived me. But yeah. But I mean, just before we open the Ashwin can of worms, right? I just want to look at this test from a rose-tinted glasses because hope is the only thing in life. We should definitely be proud of two things. One is our tail continues to wag. India was what, 151 for 5, and then we hit another 151 with the other 5 wickets. Two, India played so well that we forced Australia to make errors. I mean, the number of dropped catches, imagine their captain bowling no balls and taking wickets, right? I mean, isn't that pressure? And three, the Lord always stands up in England, right? Whether Shardul Thakur took key wickets, he scored 50. What would you want? He just continues to be the Lord. But yeah, I mean, just trying to find hope in a gloomy situation. Okay, yeah.
I was just wondering if you. Sorry.
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, if you could only have a concussion sub coach, right? We can make sure Shardul gets hit when we are bowling. So the concussion sub is Ashwin, and when we come on to bat, Ashwin is. If we could devise something like that.
Why? I mean, I was writing this on WhatsApp, right? Why couldn't we just bounce Umi Anna out on in day 2 practice? Just bounce him out in practice and then bring Ashwin as a concussion sub.
So the injury has to happen during the course of the game. So we could ask him to keep wickets and then throw on the pitch, maybe something like that, but not during practice.
Or we just tell somebody who's throwing in from the boundary to misdirect it towards Umesh Yadav, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Or
Accidents
just
can happen.
yeah, yeah,
If
and like, just like yeah, Umesh anyway doesn't catch, and he's on the like boundary ropes. Just like he dropped to his catch, he can make the ball drop on his head.
yeah, yeah. I mean, think about it. If
Sorry.
in reality this happens, you can credit us. We are the Nostradamus of the modern cricket world.
Or we are the conspirators, doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it's not a conspiracy, okay? Genuinely, this can happen. You can still see Ashwin playing in this test match tomorrow morning or within the first hour. But anyway, that's a good segue. Yes, Ashwin selection. Any justifiable reason, or do you see a conspiracy there as well?
I mean, you pointed out the facts, right? That India's tail, lower order, I won't say tail because the tail is number 1, 2, 3, 4. So India's lower order. So they have been bailing us out in the last 2 years. And if you see the players who have been bailing us out, it is Pant, who is or not available. It's Jadeja, who is playing. Akshay Patel did not get selected. Ashwin has done it a couple of times. And then there is Shardul Thakur, who has been doing it. Washington Sundar, he has also bailed us out a couple of times. So out of the players who were available, they had to play Shardul Thakur because of his contribution. And I think more than Ashwin, what we missed is a batter whose by default approach is to play fast. Now you played KS Bharat, but by default he plays a slightly slower pace innings. So and we saw the players who approached the innings at a faster, I mean in a T20 format way or a strike rate of above 80, they could score runs even if they got a lot of chances, but they were the ones who were scoring runs. So I think from a batting point of view, we miss someone like an Ishan Kishan more, or a Shreyas Iyer for that matter. Obviously, he's injured. But Ashwin question will come up tomorrow. If we don't get any wickets, the Pacers are not able to pick up wickets, and Australia are scoring a lot of runs in the first session, then probably we will miss Ashwin more because Jadeja has shown that he is able to pick wickets. Lyon has shown even in the first innings he was effective. So it's a tough call. I mean, obviously people can give 3 concrete reasons which cannot be refutable by anybody. That is the number 1 bowler, that is left-handers in place, and he's a decent batter as well. But it's a tough call to take.
Here's a crazy theory I heard on a YouTube channel, right? The theory is this. India has to be in every World Test Championship simply because of the ticket sales, of the media rights, and of the number of people who come to the stadium. Now, if India wins this test match, then there's nothing to look forward to, right? They have become the world test champion. So this is a conspiracy to ensure that India loses this, but then again in the next cycle, they'll go to the finals, and this thing will keep repeating till BCCI is at the helm, and then they keep wanting to increase their revenue rights. This is a conspiracy theory, just saying.
I would love to have South Africa next because ultimately, I don't know when people or the teams face India, are they happy that it's a tough team, or they are, I mean, they are a little bit worried that, I mean, they're happy that India will lose, or they are worried that India is a good team. So it's ultimately the battle of South Africa that will decide who are the proper chokers.
Don't worry, it might reach a time when Ireland and India will be playing the finals, right? And that's sometime in the future, 2040, not 23, but 2040. But okay, going back to I mean, we've spoken about the Ashwin. There's nothing which we can do except for getting him as a concussion sub. Moving on, right? Anything? I mean, Ishan Kishan, yes, we touched upon. I don't know. After seeing head bat, I definitely think once Rishabh Pant comes out of his injury, BCCI is going to hire a driver, buy him a car with a speed governor for life, and they'll say at least for the time you're going to play, I don't think you should drive. Don't drive for God's sake, right? We will give you 15 years, whatever money you need. Don't drive, just play cricket.
Drive on the pitch, right? Not off it. Yeah,
just drive on the pitch and not off it. Urvashi might feel bad, but that's a different story. Anyways, okay, moving on to the captaincy bit, and I just wanted to make another stupid joke. The reason, I'll do one more. The reason why Akshar Patel is not in the team is because he's on toes the toss, but
only a few people got it.
I don't know if, I mean, both the fanlists also didn't get it. Like, what? This is like a pitiful situation. Anyways, for those of you who don't know it, Bidhu Das is a doppelganger of Akshar Patel. Just look at him once.
That's the kind
Um,
of content we give when India doesn't play well.
exactly. We don't know what else to talk about.
Last time we had Mohammad Shami in the show, so I think this time we have both Mohammad Shami and Akshar Patel, so more views are
Yeah.
expected.
But okay, just moving on to serious topics, right? Rohit's captaincy, does he look clueless? Or do you think he did well today? I mean, I know Australia's got 121 for 4, but
I think he has been the same throughout the test. It's just that, like for Inzamam Ullah, used to say this lazy elegance, right?
yeah.
Similarly, he has this reluctant captaincy thing, aura about him. It doesn't seem like he's interested, and the changes are, not too tactical. Just what you go around with, like rotate your fast bowlers, and bring in the spinner when the opposition is trying to attack. There's nothing like out of the box, and I don't even think something is required out of the box at this stage. They're just waiting for them to declare or, make their own mistakes and have India to bat the second time.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see, or maybe because we are seeing somebody who's probably normal and his predecessor was hyper. So maybe in comparison, he just seems like he's not doing much. Because his predecessor would have, at least the least he would have done was gone and abused the batsman and induced the false.
Yeah, and I think Mohammad Suraj has some withdrawal symptoms. He still thinks Kohli is the captain. Whenever he gets a wicket, he goes to Kohli.
Hey, come on, that's not withdrawal symptoms. That's just to ensure that he's in RCB team next season as well. Just although Faf's the captain, but
But if you question Rohit Sharma's captaincy, another person comes under the scanner, and that is going to be Rahul Dravid. And I think today Saurav Ganguly made some comment about not selecting Ashwin, and then everyone was like, it was being directed to Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid. I was wondering, means like, Ganguly was the person who got Dravid in the team as a coach and manager, but he himself is questioning the whole selection policy with respect to this match. And if I think neither Rohit Sharma has been that inspiring, or even Rahul Dravid has been that inspiring. They are not pushing people. I think you would have expected that from Ravi Shastri a little bit. But I don't know. Means like if you are blaming Rohit, I also blame Rahul Dravid for not inspiring the
you
players.
should take what Ganguly says with a pinch of salt, right? When you don't like your ex-employer, I'm sure you'll find faults with everything. But yeah, but okay. I mean, sorry, were you going to say something?
No, I mean, look, the Shastri Kohli combo did tremendously well, okay? And they were the kind of people who were on your face, be it your opposition, be it your own media. The only reason why these two combo were brought in, Dravid and Rohit, was to win that one extra match, hoping that whatever they had done, Kohli and Shastri, they would continue doing so. But what has happened is that in search of that one win, which is the final or the semi-final, they have started to experiment a lot in the bilateral series or the normal test series. And when the crunch situation comes, we have some wayward selections. We saw Yuzvendra Chahal not in T20 side. We saw some random selection in T20 World Cup. And now Ashwin is not getting selected. And the problem is the communication is also not clear. We were not even, at least from a media point of view, we were like, he might play, he might not play, he might play, he might not play. So if the internal team is also confused, then I see a problem. But if internal things are sorted out, if Ashwin would have known why he is not playing, then I think they are doing a job decently well. And in terms of Rohit Sharma's captaincy, I don't think he has captained India enough in test matches to know what are his strengths and what are his weaknesses. Considering this match, I think if he is not selecting Ashwin, obviously he had to bat a ball first, which he did. I don't see any problems in field placements apart from him not chasing the balls. And if the batters are not batting well, then I don't think captain has anything to do with that. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, right? Like when you looked at what the Australians, I mean, of course, it seemed like they were bowling with on a different pitch. But to the tail enders, they did pepper them with some short ball barrage, which that to me is something which the Indian bowlers missed. While Mohammad Shami and Siraj bowled really well, I think they definitely did not try the short ball barrage, at least in the first innings, to head who's susceptible to the short ball and with the body line kind of field placement. But okay, I mean, it is what it is. Hindsight is a great thing. All right, now moving ahead, how many of you predict astounding Indian victory?
No.
Uh,
Not me.
With conditions, if we are chasing 375, then I feel that Sunday is going to be great. The Twitter will explode. But if we are chasing anything above 400, if we do it, then I think it will be again one of the miracles. But anything beyond that, I think we are going to lose one more ICC trophy. I don't think rain is going to happen as Arijit is expecting.
Fourth day supposed to have rained?
It was, but that was about a week back. Now it's showing clear skies for the test match.
Got it. So it's going to be bright and sunny.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure India is going to go for 5
Cloudy,
sessions.
but no rain.
But I'm a little bit strange with the tactics that Australia used today. At least in the third session, you can see they were batting time. They were not scoring runs. So I think they are going to tease India and they are going to set a target of around 300 to 400 and give them 5 sessions to go after it. So that they also have the chance of taking wicket. And that's where our chance lies. I feel that's where they're heading to. Tomorrow, probably they would score 100 more runs, bat out the first session, and then declare if they're not bowled out yet, and give India 5 sessions and a target of 375 or 380.
Hey, just tell me something. Suddenly something came to mind. If in the fourth innings, Umesh Yadav gets hit on the head and India are 9 wickets down, can we still get a concussion sub?
Yeah,
Concussion, I think the thing has to come from the hospital, so it takes at least an hour or so. So I don't think match will get halted for that much of time.
No, but I thought the physio on the ground can because they once you get hit, then the physio comes out. Then they'll ask him questions.
Yeah.
What's your name? And some sort of really basic questions. If they can't answer it, then they take off. And then while they go to the hospital, all of that, because that concussion can stay for 24 hours, right? I'm just asking because if that happens, then Ashwin can at least come and bat to make it a draw, no?
Why bring Ishan
why are you
Kishan?
after Suraj, why are you after Umesh Yadav? This is the second time you mentioned.
No, he's the only non-contributing, batting wise in 11.
Even bowling wise, right? I mean, first innings. Think about it. Australia 5 bowlers. Everybody picked 1 wicket at least. Even a Cam Green came and picked the wicket of Cheteshwar Pujara with that incoming delivery. I mean, in first innings, Umesh Yadav gets whacked with his pace and his experience. You would expect him to at least do something, no? To me, where India lost in the first session was only Mohammad Siraj and Shami are bowling their heart out. And then, and Umesh Yadav just lets things go off, and Shardul at least got Khwaja and then Smith later, but
Warner
was a weak link.
There was one more thing which I read in internet. I don't know how whether it would have played in Rohit Sharma's mind or not. So the 2 bowlers, I think Shami, he was coming straight off the IPL final. So what if he broke down in between, and then India would be left with 3 pacers only. So as a backup, he had to take someone who kind of a workhorse type of a bowler, one is Siraj and then is Umesh Yadav. That was one of the thoughts because we have seen multiple times. We have seen it with Bhuvneshwar Kumar, we have seen it with Praveen Kumar, we have seen with Mohammad Shami himself last time Australia tour, that the first bowlers break down within the match. So that, I don't know whether it's a thought which has been floated around in the internet, but I don't know whether it has been running in the minds of the captain and the coach.
Yeah, possible. I mean, that's a fair explanation. I haven't seen Umesh Yadav bowl today, but I know he took a wicket. So I'm hoping, like what Arun, our dear friend Arun is saying, that don't worry about Umesh Yadav. He's a second innings superstar. But we're just hoping against hope that he can also come to the party. I mean, hope against hope. If India wins, then we called it first, okay? If there is a concussion sub and Ashwin comes to play, then we called it first. If India lose, then we don't know, right? I mean, that's an obvious choice, but yeah, I mean, that's almost brings us to the end of the show. Any last comments, gentlemen? Anybody thinks it's going to be a tie, not a draw, tie?
No. Why would you think like that?
I don't know. I mean, some
No, it's England. It's England. Even World Cup finals end in a tie.
But what does the rule say? If this test match is a tie, they will judge the winner based on the number of fours, sixes, or what?
I think I don't know.
I think
I mean,
they'll
it's,
just
I mean, it's strange.
Sorry.
Like if it's a draw, you are sharing. If it's a tie, also you are
Yeah.
sharing. So ideally, you should have a new rule for a tie. Maybe one more over or one more, something else.
Super over.
Super over.
It should be for test match. It should be super session. Right? It should not be an over.
I just thought they were going to say whoever had a better over rate. Because the over rates have been dismal.
Yeah.
Then
Ashwin would have helped.
Ashwin would have helped.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's okay. Ashwin, at least we'll get to see him doing Adu Kalam part 2 or part 3 on his YouTube channel. So those of you who haven't seen it, he did a nice one just before the test. So he'll do one after the test. Hopefully. All right, gentlemen, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, throughout the call, when hoping for concussion sub, why would you want Ashwin in place of Umesh? Might as well pick up Ishan Kishan, right? For the batting.
Like replacement. No, otherwise they'll complain to the match referee saying, listen, you can't replace a bowler with a batsman. I mean, that is ridiculous. And Ashwin has a history of saving that test. What are the tests?
I mean, I like your thought. The thought is well inserted into a very, very unthinkable quote.
Yeah. But hope against hope. You never know, right? Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, see, but Umesh has more test runs than Ishan Kishan.
Yeah, it's almost like saying Umesh has more runs than Sky because Sky never played a test. So
yeah, he did. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, or maybe one test. But okay, point taken. All right, gentlemen, I think that brings us to the end of the show. We will probably do one more at the end of the test, hopefully on a happier note. But let's hope. Thank you, everybody. Yes, last comment, Origin.
Yeah, just the means. Will we have a show tomorrow or day after?
Depends. Maybe day after. Let's hope for day after. Today is day 3, right? I think the test will go till day 5. India will need 10 runs of 2 balls and Jadeja will create the same IPL magic in the test.
Who's praying?
I am praying. I'm dreaming at least. All right, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.